All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Kalam La Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kodash, and also double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to you, Akim there pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kodash. All right, so I'm back here again with another lesson. You know, it's been a while since I made a video. Been a couple of days, but feels like it's been a whole week. But anyway, you know, I just been busy moving moving to a new place, man. You know how this shit goes, man. When you live in this society of Esau, you're gonna move, from place to place. You know, as the scripture says, this is not our rest, man. All right. Also, while we're waiting for for the city to come. All right, the continuing city is the one to come. This right here, it ain't gonna be it, man. And so living in this Asa's kingdom, it comes with a lot of burdens on us, man. But anyway, getting to short of it, man. This is this little clip I seen today as I was scrolling through my youth, it's like on my Instagram, and I ran to this video right here, and hey, this video here is it's legit, man. It's what's about to come upon the face of the face of the earth, man. Meaning the whole world is about to face this type of draconian lockdowns, man. We seen a few of them, but it wasn't hard. People would still be able to move, go to the stores, and go outside and exercise. Well, what's happening over there in Shanghai is worse than the first lockdowns we faced. All right, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Okay, it's gonna be a quick one, man. So let's go ahead. Let's lock here. Let me go ahead. This is the book of this is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. All right, so perilous times is here right now upon us, man. Meaning evil time troublesome. Okay, Jacob trouble is coming. All right, but these troubles right you see right now is happening over there. In China, all right, it hasn't reached us yet, but surely it's coming over here as well, to Australia, UK, America, okay, Belgium, Germany, France, okay, Italy, all those countries, Spain, Africa, it's gonna get over there, man, because Esau is not down with this COVID-19 thing. He's not down with it, all right, okay. The next phase of stopping COVID-19 is gonna be harsh, man. And hey, sometimes I think it might be the MOTB that they have to use so everything's trackable. All right, because right now you can't track everything. They're telling you to go home and do self-test and this and that, but even that, many people ain't doing that because they can't track your ass down. And then over here in Australia, which man, I must save that to another lesson. It's just, let me just get to the point of this. All right, so let's go ahead and get a few scriptures right. And then this is Jeremiah 48 verse 47. Yet I'll bring again the captive of Moab in the latter days, saith Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. So, Moab is facing some. Okay, it's facing some of this hardcore captivity over there. Okay, and it's being caused by their own people, man. You being locked up inside your house, man, kept captivity. That's harsh, man. But eventually, we know that all these top nations, man. You know your ends anyway. You know where you're gonna be at. In our kingdom, you're gonna be what you're gonna be. You're gonna be held. Under us. Okay, in chains, man. All right. We're gonna have a power of you. When you read it in the NLT, it says, "But I will restore the fortunes of Moab in the days to come. I, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, have spoken." This is the end of Jeremiah's prophecy concerning Moab. So we're seeing Moab, man, they're going through the same thing, all right, that these other nations is facing, that East is facing. So, hey, Moab, man, your job, most I haven't forgotten about you, all right? So what you see happening to you is hey, it's prophecies as well, man. All right. Let's get another one. Jeremiah chapter 42. Second. Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 42. All right. It says, and Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai. You see? And that's what you see happening over there in China. You read verse 40, let's start from verse 40, right? It says, that for that saith Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, behold, he shall fly as an eagle, and he shall spread his wings over Moab. Kiroth is taken, and the strongholds are surprised, and the mighty man's heart is in Moab, that there shall be as the heart of a woman in her parents. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Fear and the pit and the snare shall be upon thee, all inhabitants of Moab, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. He that flee from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For I'll bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of the visitation, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. You see? So, Moab is being visited, okay? Eventually, man, and the visitation is going to be even harder. It's going to be a hard judgment. Because right now, this is the low Moabites who's getting heat by their own, by their own kinds. But the Most High is going to bring a heavy judgment upon Moab, man. Okay? They're going to be taken, man. Parts of Moab, it might be destroyed, it might get touched, because they're top, man. They're top. It goes Edomites, Esau, Ishmaelites, Moab, and Philistines. So those nations, man, those are the top nations when you look around you these days, man. And don't forget, even Amalekite, which is the Edom, but Ammon as well, the Japanese, and those nations, man, they're the top, right? They tell me they be having those meetings. What do you see? You got those Edomites nations. You got Moab. You got Ammon. All right, and you got Ishmaelites nations. All right, Ishmael nation, should I say? You got them Philistines nation, them Hamites nations, the top ones. Okay, so the Most High is watching. The Most High, He's showing His things, man. All right, and the Most High is visiting these people. Verse 45. Did that fleet understood the shadow of Heshbon because of the force, but a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and flame from the midst of Sarhon, and shall divide the corn of Moab, and the crown of the head of the Tormentos ones. Let's read that and then we'll see real quick. The people flee as far as Heshbon, but are unable to go on, for a fire comes from Heshbon, King Solomon's ancient home, to divide the entire land with its rebellious people. Verse 46. Woe be unto thee, O Moab. Okay, the people of Chemosh perisheth, for thy sons are taken captive, and thy daughters captives. Yet I'll bring again the captive of Moab in the latter days, saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. And you seeing, Moab being visited, man. All right. And when you read, you can catch some of the history of Moab in Numbers 21, Judges 11, the 11th chapter, in all those precepts, okay, go back with going hand to hand with what I was reading right there. All right. But so that was dealing with Moab. But let's go to the real deal. What we see happening with these Moabites is gonna come to us as well, man. Our people, all right, these nations, So let's go ahead and play this video right here.
There's repercussions for that. The draconian measures are enforced by men in white hazmat suits, known as Big Whites. Some citizens in the authoritarian nation are losing it, defying the lockdown by screaming from their apartment windows into the night. In Shanghai, China, the world's third largest city remains in lockdown. 25 million residents ordered confined to their homes.
They're using bicycle locks and padlocks just to keep people in.
CNN's David Culver says government workers sealed his front door to prevent him from leaving.
Just clarify, you're shut in? There's like a paper barrier keeping you from exiting, going to the food market? I can't go outside that door. There's a seal. If I do, physically I could do it, but I would break the seal, and there's repercussions for that.
The draconian measures are enforced by men in white hazmat suits, known as Big Whites. Some citizens in the authoritarian nation are losing it, defying the lockdown by screaming from their apartment windows into the night.
So you hear that, man? This is we're living in we're living in hardcore hardcore times, man. This is beautiful though, all right? Because what you see happening over there, in China is gonna reach over here, Australia, UK, Belgium, like nations I mentioned, it's gonna reach over there. Because you think about it, right? Everything started in China. All right, the COVID-19 started in China. So what you see happening over there in China is gonna reach worldwide. All right, because over here in Australia, man, they're talking about they got these people in a fucking deep sleep. Which is another lesson I'm gonna do to it. They're making everything easy for people right now, even the ones who don't got the jump shot, man. Everything is smooth, but you know what that means, though, right? So let's go here and read on this precept right here. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 38. As when a woman with a child in a ninth month bring forth a son, with 2 or 3 hours of a birth, great pains compass a womb, which pains when the child come forth, there's like not a moment. And that's what what you see happening, man. These plagues, okay, or these judgment the Most High is bringing upon earth, are not stopping, man. They keep coming. All right, it might be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all right, 4 weeks or whatever. When everything's all smooth, what follows next? Something coming. Oh, this is raising up again. We go into crazy lockdowns, like what you see happening in China. Verse 39, even so shall none of the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the worship mourn and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. All right? And so you see, that's what these people over there in China are caught up into, man. All right? Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 19, real quick. It's the book of Luke, chapter 19, and verse 43. For they shall come upon thee for the day shall come upon thee that thy enemy shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee around and keep thee in on every side. You see? That's what's happening. What's going on over there in China. And this is coming upon us as well. Verse 44. And shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children with thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. And people don't know that, man. A lot of you people, man, you just think, oh, it's China. This is this horrible country. Oh well, you don't know who's in charge of this NWO. If you knew who's in charge of NWO, then you know they run China as well. Them Chinese, they got their own elites, man, and they're in bed with these other elites. They're trying to bring the NWO. They're all in the shit together, man. Why do you think the scripture says they're gonna once they see Yahushua coming, they're gonna get up together and fight Yahushua? But anyway, Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because enough that he hath but a short time. Right, man. So Easter's gonna come down with a great wrath, man. All right, the day. And I'm talking about the elites. They're the ones who's pushing this agenda harder than anybody you can think of. They're the ones, all right, pushing harder. If you get deep into it, because these puppets you see pushing it for them, no, the orders come from the top ones. They're the ones saying on this exact day we want this down, and it gets down, man. Hey, man, in Australia it's about to get hit quick and really bad, man. I feel it. I can feel it because everything's been moving smooth. All the draconian measurements is being lifted off. You know, everything's smooth. People's happy. We can travel now here. We can go here. We don't need to have the jump shot. Cool. How long is that gonna go for, man? You know, but nobody taking heed to that. So, so anyway, you know, hopefully this right here was edifying to you brothers out there, sisters out there. Hey, shalom.